Welcome to Popish, the podcast where we talk ish, movie stuff, of course. I'm your host, Sierra Battle, and I'm here with
Christian or Chris Day, whatever you want to call me.
the two films we're going to be reviewing is Lisa Frankenstein and One Love, the Bob Marley story. Okay, so for our first film that we're going to be talking about, it's going to be Lisa Frankenstein, and this film is directed by Zelda Williams. And if that last name sounds familiar to you, it's because she is the daughter of the legendary Robin Williams. You know, Aladdin, Miss Doubtfire, and so many other characters. So, Chris, can you describe what Lisa Frankenstein's about?
So, according to DMT, Lisa Frankenstein is a comedy horror centered around a teenager, Lisa Swallows, and her fantastical relationship with a dead man. She's socially awkward and struggles to fit in with her peers, and she lived with her father, Dale, and her stepmother, Janet, and her stepsister, Taffy. And then when her life took a tragic turn after her mother was murdered by an axe killer when she was at home when everything took place, and the haunting image left a huge impact on her. After her father moved in with Janet, Lisa had to change schools. Taffy tried to help her stepsister, but Lisa preferred spending time in the Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. She believed no one deserved to be abandoned even after their deaths, and she did her best to look after the deserted place. Lisa had a favorite tombstone in it, and it belonged to a young, unmarried man. She developed a strange connection with the stranger and had a lengthy conversation with him. While Lisa didn't mind being a quirky teenager, things were about to get a little crazy.
When I went to see the movie, I had no idea what to expect. When I first walked in, I kind of came in with a clear slate. All I saw was the trailers, the previews, and I thought it was really cute and quirky and stuff, but I had no idea what to expect because I saw one of the characters who plays the corpse in this movie, which is played by the actor Cole Sprouse, and I was like, what am I to expect? Because in my mind, the only thing I know about Cole Sprouse is Riverdale, and I was just thinking, oh, it's going to be like a Riverdale movie, but this is nothing like Riverdale at all. Maybe because dead people and stuff, but that's as far as it gets. The movie starts out, you start to understand Lisa's character and really the whole dynamic of how she interacts with people and how she interacts with herself. And I thought that Lisa's character was really interesting personally to me because Lisa's character, she's an outcast. She doesn't fit in with a lot of people. She's weird. Literally, people say oh, she's weird and unusual. That's one thing that is consistent throughout the film. If you like Beetlejuice, I feel like you will like Lisa Frankenstein. It has a lot of influences from a lot of movies by Tim Burton, where they have this weird, awkward character who finds their match in a way. One scene that really stuck out to me, it's at the very beginning of the movie, is there's this dream sequence. This dream sequence, it pays homage to so many classic films, like old Hollywood. It pays homage to one of the very first Hollywood films where it's this moon and they're trying to make it to the moon and the starship crashes into the moon and hits the moon's eye and stuff. It's a short film. It's 15 minutes long. I'm pretty sure you can find it on YouTube. It's one of the very first films to ever come out, dealing in the sci-fi weird element in that sense. But that sequence to me was just breathtaking because Zelda Williams' debut as a director really shined through this scene, paying homage to a lot of old Hollywood films, a lot of 80 films, and just this film, even though it came out in 2024, it felt somewhat nostalgic, and I feel like this film is really going to take off in a way.
This movie, I'm not going to lie, I have never watched Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with that. So I didn't really expect much coming into this movie because I didn't really have that, oh, it's like Beetlejuice and nothing like that. But when I came into it, I was surprised because the cinematography is real nice.
Mm-hmm.
The sets, the look, all that, it screams like a perfect 80s bubblegum pop type of thing. And I'm just like, okay, who's the director? Found out who it was. It makes sense. And it's it shows you she really got some talent. But I gotta say, the part where they killed her stepmom.
Yeah, that was wild to me. It just, because you saw it building up that the corpse who plays in the film, Cole Sprouse, you saw that he was not messing with the mom at all. He was getting annoyed with her every second she was on screen. And like, you weren't expecting that at all. And then like, she just walks into the room. She's like, hey, Lisa, da 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 da, getting on Lisa's nerves. And then the corpse just like, you know what? And like,
that part was wild because for one, she's talking about, oh, I already got you admitted to the psych ward. I'm like, damn.
No, because that's crazy. I'm just like, and the thing is, as Chris said before, Lisa's mom was her biological mother was axe murdered. And like this stepmother, Lisa's stepmother, all she is she's like, why are you acting like this? Why are you so weird? Da 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 da. I'm sending you to the psych ward. And I'm just like, her mom just got murdered like less than a year ago.
She didn't even care.
She did not care one bit. And it's just like, how are you gonna say this? And you a nurse. You should be like one of the most understanding people. But yeah, that was crazy. And then the thing is, they didn't just kill her. They stole her ear.
Yeah, I'm like, they stealing body parts now?
Yeah.
And like, that wasn't even the worst part that was stolen.
Exactly. And all you see, and then she's like, she just stitches it, like the ear on his body. The stud is still there. That was crazy to me. I was just so he can hear.
And how they implement the tanning bed into that was kind of wild. 'Cause I didn't think about it. Like, hold up, that electricity, Frankenstein. Okay, I like what they did there.
Yeah, because it could have like went in so many directions. It could have been like, oh, it could have been like Frankenweenie. Where she's like, she's just electrocuting him in like this really massive lab. But I feel like the fact that Lisa's just a normal teenager, who's a little odd, granted, she's just using a tanning bed to like create this Frankenstein experiment. And I think that was like a really creative choice because it's just like, yeah, some people use tanning beds today, but like I feel like tanning beds were like a really big staple in the 80s. And I feel like that was just a really creative and like great choice based off like the writers and the director of this film.
That scene with Michael.
Oh,
yeah.
See,
hit
I
the
didn't want to
chopping
say that.
block.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't want to like spoil anything, but basically, Lisa has this crush on this boy named Michael. I think he's average. I'm just like, girl, he's average. I feel like
he reminds me of 90s Leo.
He does. Like, I feel like, because everyone's like, he think he's so cute and stuff. But I'm like, girl, you can do so much better. Like, you got this man killing people for you. Like, granted, he's a zombie.
And he do kind of stink. But...
He do kind of stink. Like, literally, when the corpse cries, it stink. When he, like, breathes, it stink. Literally, just stink. Just stink.
I don't know how, and she kissed it. He got worms coming out of him. You kissing it?
That had to be interesting. But Michael's character, so basically, Lisa likes this boy. And her stepsister's like, oh, you like this boy? Like, you should go talk to him. You should do this. You should do that. Whole time, the stepsister is with this boy. Like, the entire movie. And I'm sorry that, like, it's a big spoiler, but, like, this is a film review podcast.
I'm pretty sure that if they ain't expect to be spoiled, come on now.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Like, you clicked on this for a reason. But, yes, like, the entire film, like, Lisa's, like, building up, trying to be like, I'm trying to build up my confidence so this boy noticed me. Whole time, sister's already, like, kissing up on him, doing all this stuff with him. So wild. And as Chris was, like, alluding to before, the most wild scene has to be the scene where, like, Lisa catches her sister in bed with Michael, with the corpse standing behind Lisa. And the corpse like, you know what? I'm tired of this boy. Chops it off. Chops his manhood, as someone would put it, off. Clean off. And you know what he does? The corpse does? He picks it up and puts it in his pocket. He wraps it up and tries to save it for himself. That...
I'm going to just say he puts it to good use later.
Oh, he does. And, like, the scene is just, like, as some would say, like, it was just crazy. Like, this entire film was just, like, it felt like I was on a roller coaster. Like, it was weird. I'm not going to say it's, like, something that I would watch with, like, my mom personally.
Oh, absolutely not.
No, I would not watch it with, like, family members. But I would definitely watch it with, like, friends. You know, because it's, like, I feel like you got a lot of good laughs in Lisa Frankenstein. I feel like it was a little cheesy at times. But for the most part, it was, like, pretty entertaining, to say the least. Like, it was a definitely entertaining film. Like, I was paying attention. Like, most of the time when I'm in a movie theater and I'm not really finding a movie interesting, I'm on my phone. Like, I'm like, this movie's kind of boring. I can't believe I just paid, like, $30 for popcorn, $10 for a drink, and I'm sitting here, $50 out of my pocket. No, that is not Lisa Frankenstein. I feel like it is worth the watch, in my opinion. A really big point of the film is just that like people find love in like the strangest ways and the strangest people and like the strangest places, you know. And I think it really plays into the idea of like love is unpredictable and love is strange.
Rating out of 10?
Rating out of 10? My personal rating, I would give it like a 4 out of 5. In my opinion. I know that sounds shocking because like a lot of scenes were like out of pocket and stuff, like especially the chopping off the you know what, and then people like Cole Sprouse chopping up people for his own personal gain, like. But I feel like the movie just really made me interested as a viewer. That's why I'm giving it like that rating of 4 out of 5. So what's your rating? Like, what would you say?
I'd say 3.5.
I feel like because it came out during Valentine's Day, it didn't do as well because people didn't expect it to be like, yes, it is a love story, but I feel like it also was like more so of like a really, as people like to say, camp, where it's just like, it's an acquired taste, but I feel like it's really going to take off in October, like closer to Halloween, since it's like kind of plays into that Frankenstein zombie aesthetic and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know why, but I feel like they should have released it then.
Yeah.
Because although it's Valentine's, nobody really cares about Valentine's enough to like for a movie release.
Yeah.
This is prime Halloween hours. Like, you know, people, if we wanted to go to the movies, high school kids want to go to movie days during Halloween. This is a perfect movie for that. Hopefully this movie gets some money made still, even though, because it deserves it.
Yeah, and I feel like it just came out on streaming platforms. It's on Apple TV, I believe.
If you need a friend, don't look to a stranger.